Welcome back everyone to our second race of the night in Scientist Reverse Grid League in the EINSTEIN League here in beautiful France at the traditional track Paul. A very tricky one, a very wide track where you could easily get penalties because of going wide, exceeding track limits, cutting corners. And sometimes when you try to overtake, it's suddenly a very, very tight track. So you have to be very careful around here to make an overtake and especially to make it stick. You have a lot of exits and straights where you can use your ERS, but you have to be very, very careful with that because otherwise you get caught in the later laps. I'm very curious to see who's going for which tire strategy around here. That's a major part. Who's going for the normal strategy, starting on softs, switching to mediums, and who's trying to make the alternate strategy work. And of course you never know if there will be a safety car early in the race or maybe at the end of the race, as we saw earlier at Zandvoort, where we had a safety car around lap 12. A lot of guys use that opportunity to switch onto the softs and make it a sprint race at the end. Let's see what happens here in France. Because of the reverse grid format, excuse me, we have Mosher starting in P1, Corleone is starting in P2, behind him Chappie, followed by Dicunia, Boltex King, Racing Gupt, Prolova, Wayne, Ian, Castle France, Verstappen, and our winner of Zandvoort Ultimate Stand in P12. King Eskimo starting in P13 because he DNF'd around Zandvoort. That means you can only make use of the reverse grid if you finished the race. Eskimo didn't. That means he's starting in the back. And Moshe, who finished in last place around Zandvoort, is starting at pole position. Let's have a quick look at our tyre situation. So the top 5 is starting on soft tyres. The first guys on the mediums are Racing Gupt and Prolova in P6 and 7. Wayne and Ian behind them starting on softs. And we have Casto, Verstappen and Stan starting on mediums, while King Eskimo is starting on softs from P13. Of course, I will keep you updated on the ERS of everyone. I will keep you updated about the tyre and the penalties. And me personally, I'm very excited to see this race here around France, because normally you have some surprises around here, especially because of penalties. You could also bin it very easily by hitting the curbs a little bit too much, accelerating too quick. The track kind of invites you to go on the throttle very quickly, and sometimes that ends in hell. As we have a few guys who are watching and also commentating, thanks for that. Keep the commentating section at work, as we have now the red lights going on. 5 red lights are going up right now. But again, as we've seen in Zandvoort, Postmasters is playing tricks on us again. That means the real start will be in a few seconds. It seems like Corleone has a very good start, using his ERS, going side by side with Moshe into turn 1 on the outside. Moshe defending hard on the inside, staying in P1. And it seems like everyone got through turn 1 and turn 2 safely right now. Boltex King made a position against D'Cunha up to P3. Let's see if we have someone with damage right now. It seems like everyone started pretty clean. As Marsha's still in the lead. Boltex King behind Corleone in P3, on attack by D'Cunha. Of course, the pack is pretty tight together right now. Ian making up a position against Wayne, fighting for position here, side by side, but Wayne has to be very careful to not lose a position against Ultimate Stand here. He's smelling it, but Ian worked his beautiful move by him. Boltex King making up 2 positions from the start. 3 now, as he overtook Corleone into the last corner. Very good start by Boltex King here in his Renault. While Corleone is going at him into turn 1. No space for an overtake. Chappie losing 2 positions down to P5. And in the back, just small movements. Ian gaining a position against Wayne. Ultimate Stand winning 2 positions against his teammate, and Verstappen. Eskimo staying in P13 for the moment. And we have a nice little battle here between D'Cunha, Corleone and Chappie. Chappie against Corleone around the fast left-hander. D'Cunha smiling his way through up to P3. Corleone into Cunha. Corleone and Chappie side by side. Chappie backing off for the moment. Oh, and another battle here between Pro Oliver and Ian. Ian wants to go for it. He's going for it on the outside. Pro Oliver staying on the inside. But outbreaking himself, that means Ian is going up a position. Wayne is also getting a position because of that. Up to P8, followed Ian through. That means Ian is up to P7 and Castro got a 3-second time penalty after lap 2. That's not the scenario you wish for around Fasters. They're going very, very, very close. Behind Castro in the pits. Castro is in the pits. Maybe gets a wing change too. Maybe damage. Yeah, his wing is getting changed. He's switching onto the softs. A very aggressive strategy, but from here you can only choose the hards or the softs. And if you have a choice around France, you better go for the softs. But he has to make them work until the end of the race. As Chappie over to Corleone into the tricky small section there. Onto the straight now, Corleone getting the DRS on Chappie. Chappie has enough ERS to defend, and he's using it right now. Tactically, a very good move. Corleone trying to go on the inside, backing off for the moment. Good choice by him. He also got a penalty. Musher getting a penalty in P1 right now. 3 seconds for him. Corleone using his last bits of ERS to get closer to Chappie, who's not willing to give the position to him. But he will defend it. Corleone backing off clean racing by both of them. Well, racing is now next to Corleone. He's gone on the outside. Corleone touching him on the inside. It's very close. Hard fought battle between these two. Well, Racing Gupta is now seeing the flashing light by Corleone. Also has damage on the left side of his wing. Racing Gupta gone a little bit wide. Wayne now next to Racing Gupta. What a race! They're going for it here, boys. DRS and ERS for Wayne. They're touching! And that's it. Racing Gupta and Wayne into the wall, both out. Horrible. Absolutely horrible to see both guys going out with just a small touch. But of course, if you're going around 300 kilometers per hour and you touch, the slightest touch ends horribly wrong here, and it did. Racing Gupta and Wayne are out of the race. I'll leave it to both boys to discuss that and send in the incident report about that. But it is what it is. The only good thing for you guys watching is that we got it on camera. That's the only good thing about it. And we have a little bit of time to breathe now. I'll be saying there was a tag of one crash. I can't disagree. I can't disagree. That was a good one. That was a kill move. So let's see who's stopping now, because that's now an option behind the safety car. Moshe in P1, the first one to maybe stop. And boys, we're on lap 4:13. You have to stop. You have to stop. Moshe is stopping. He's going into the pits. Baltic's been following the Cunha 2, Chappie 2. I would be very surprised if someone is not pitting right now. Yeah, Bruce, you're right. Wayne is taught. Wayne è morte. In France, you would say, in French, you would say est morte. Happens. Shit happens. Well, let's see what Castro is doing. He's not pitting. Castro's not pitting, but I'm afraid he's not gaining a lot of positions here. Although he's staying out because he was moving within the delta. Now try to gain a few positions here. He gained one against Eskimo, but that was it. He gained one position, and at the end of the race he will be on old softs. Right now, Moshe is still in the lead, followed by Boltex King and Ticunia, Chappie in P4, Ultimate Stan P5, Ian P6, Prolova P7, Chestappen P8, Corleone P9, Castacoins P10, Eskimo P11, and Racing Dick and Wayne already said goodbye in a horrible way. But it is what it is. Let's keep a quick look at our penalties. Moshe has a 3-second time penalty as Chappie has. Ian got a 5-second time penalty. So that could be because of an incident behind the safety car or because of speeding in the pit lane. Corleone and Castafones joining the club with 3 seconds. 4 guys now with 3 seconds, but I will bet my house on it that there will be a lot more guys with penalties at the end of the race without jinxing anything. And we also take a quick look at the tire situation. So our top 4 is on medium tires. The first guy on soft, on fresh softs, is Ultimate Standing P5. He has gone for the alternate strategy again, like in Zandvoort where he won the race. Ian on mediums, Prolova and Chestappen both on softs. Corleone on mediums, Castafones on softs. They're 2 laps older than all the other guys' softs. And King Eskimo in P11 on mediums right now. So the safety car is staying out for another lap. Let's see if someone in the back of the field decides to maybe pit, like someone like Castor maybe, to pit to get fresh soft tires, but he's deciding to stay out. He's trusting his tires to survive and to gain a lot of positions just by skill. We're almost halfway through the race. We have 2 DNFs, 1 safety car right now that will probably come in at the end of lap 6. We have still Moshe in the lead, and everyone has pitted right now. That means we're going as it is until the end of the race. If there's not another incident, another safety car, another virtual safety car. You know the game, boys. With Formula 1, you never know. The wise man once said. The biggest jump right now, position-wise, is from Ultimate Stan, who went up from P12 up to P5, getting 7 positions. The same amount of positions did Corleone lose. He went from P2 down to P9. Boltex King gaining 3 positions on his first lap, and he made it stick until now. Ticunia gaining 1 position. Ian also gaining 3 positions, as did young Chestappen, who is now up to P8, and Eskimo gaining 2 positions. As the safety car is now in, oh sorry guys, I slept a bit here. Moshe is still in the lead, Boltex King behind him. No position changes right now. Moshe's going down to P2. Boltex King overtook Moshe after the restart. Everyone, of course, on full ERS, but Moshe making use of it also to the corners. That could cost him a lot, as Boltex King is not using ERS anymore, trying to defend the position against Moshe. who's gone on the outside. But Baltic King defending the position beautifully. So Baltic King in P1. And behind him, I think there are no further position changes. Oh, Corleone again. Yeah, Corleone again in position, I think, against Castro, if I'm not wrong here. No, I'm wrong here. Didn't gain a position. Let's see if something happens at the front of the pack. Still very close together. So after the first lap behind the safety car, since the safety car comes in, Baltic King is now leading, and Ticunia is going for the overtake against Mosh on the outside, backing off now as Young just up and set the fastest lap. And Ultimate Stan is smelling it. He's going after Ticunia now. He's stalking him through that tight section right here. You have to be very careful to not damage your wing. And Ticunia seemingly struggling as Ultimate Stan is now very close. Dean Ticunia used his ERS here. Ultimate Stan has around 80% left and is up to P4. Over to the champion is now going for Dean. He's going for Ticunia. Using his ERS side by side on the soft tires to the fast right-hander. They're going side by side and they're touching. Woo! That was close. That was close. Very half-off. That one, Chappie getting a 3-second time penalty. And Stan is making the move stick now up to P3. Ticunia lost the position there. Maybe he gave it to him after the little incident, which didn't end in tears. That's very good. Corleone getting a 3-second time penalty. Ultimate Stan also got a penalty right now. In the back of the field right now, no changes. Eskimo still P11, Castro P10, Corleone in P9, Prolova in P8. I think Ian lost the position against Justutton, Justutton made his way through. He's up to P5 right now. Over to Ian and Chappie, has no penalties. He's on softs, and he's going at Ticunia now. Let's see what happens here. Ultimate Stan against Mosha. Making the move stick. Beautiful overtake by Stan, who's now up to P2. And stalking Baltic King. He's very close. But he's not using his ERS. Both around 50 to 60% ERS. For Stan with the advantage of having the soft compound of tire. Taking a quick look on the inside here. And he will have the advantage of DRS on the pit straight and on the long straight, of course. Oh, Mosha binned it! Mosha spun! Mosha spun! And he's moving down. He's down to P10 right now. Horrible for him. Everyone else gaining the position. Yeah, and Mosha DNF. Mosha is out of the race. Very, very frustrating for him. But we have to look back, or go back to the front of the pack. Baltic King still in the lead. We have a virtual safety car. We have a virtual safety car because of the DNF of Mosha. That means a little bit of time to breathe for Baltic King, but also the time maybe to receive a drive-through. When you ignore the delta times, you have to stay within that delta. Of course, no overtaking allowed behind or under virtual safety car conditions, and the virtual safety car is gone now. Back to racing, green flag. It seems like everyone survived that phase without a drive-through. That's very good. And ultimate stand back to work. 3.5 laps to go. That means 3.5 laps time to attack and to defend for Boltex King. We're fighting for the lead here. Ultimate stand only 2/10 behind Boltex King. He will get the DRS on him. Oh! Stan losing traction in the right-hander. Losing half a second against Boltex King. Verstappen time. And we still have to keep in mind that Boltex King and Verstappen don't have penalties. Stan has a 3-second time penalty. No position changes right now, as the field is very tight. They just have DRS trains and no overtakes on the DRS. The first guy out of DRS is Castathons, who also received another penalty right now. He's out of the DRS of Frodova. He's got Corleone, also 6 seconds of time penalties behind him. Asking on P10, 5 seconds behind Corleone. Maybe he can overtake him on the finish line, but that's just for P9 and P10, unfortunately. As Stan is trying to work his way up. Boltex King. Sorry, we have to switch here because the sound of the Red Bull right now is not very nice. I say it as it is. Stan has to overtake Boltex King and create a gap. He has to overtake him on this lap and create as much of a gap as he possibly can, as Chappie and Ian are going in. We have yellow flags. De Cunha lost it. De Cunha spun. Maybe on his own, maybe because someone hit him. We'll find out later in the incident report, but right now De Cunha is down to P9. And Chappie and Ian are up in position to P4 and P5. And Stan still behind Boltex King, not able to overtake him. Sorry for the sound of the Red Bull guys. And Stan getting another time penalty. 6 seconds for Stan right now. Boltex King is smiling. Just that too, because he gets P2 because of that. Chappie with 6 seconds, Ian with 5. Pro Oliver just a second behind both of them. He will gain 2 positions as soon as they cross the line. But we're still 1.5 laps away from the checkered flag. Boltex King now trying to defend his position with ERS against the DRS of Stan, but knowing that if Stan overtakes him, he just has to be within 6 seconds to regain the lead and win this race. Chappie and Ian are very close together. Chappie down to around 20% of ERS. Ian also very, very low on ERS. So Chappie will have the DRS now on Ian. But it seems like the gap is a little bit too much. Yeah, Ian's trying to break the slipstream here. But he doesn't have to worry a lot. Oh, as Chappie making a lot of ground here on the braking. Further position changes right now. Corleone up to 9 seconds of penalties. And Pro Oliver gaining a penalty, but just going a little bit too wide. That was unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. Because he may have had a chance to go up to P3 because of the 6 seconds of ultimate stand. But right now that's out of the window, as Boltex King is now on the last lap, the last corner, going into the pit straight, seeing the checkered flag and winning the race in France, followed by Stan, who's going down a few positions, as Verstappen is going to P2. Stan staying in P3, Pro Oliver going up to P4, Ian finishing in P5, Chappie P6, Casto in P7. No, D'Cunha finishing P7. I think we will have the final standings in a few seconds. Castor France, as we see right now, going down to P9. Verstappen being the driver of the day here at Paul Ricard. Congratulations to our winner, Boltex King, here in France, gaining 25 points for himself and for Renault. Verstappen again on the podium, as Ultimate Stan is also on the podium again. They see each other there twice this night. Here are our final standings. Boltex King winning the race in front of Verstappen. Ultimate Stan finishing in P3. Paul Oliver gaining because of penalties up to P4. Ian clinching P5. Chappie P6. Eskimo going up to P7 because of staying penalty free. Good job, boy. Very good job. D'Cunha down to P8. Casto P9. Corleone in P10. And that means last place because Moshe, Racing Gup and Wayne DNF'd from the race. Thank you very much for joining tonight, for tuning in and watching the Einstein League of the Scientist Reverse Grid League. We will see each other or hear from each other next week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the weekend. See you soon, boys.